Good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you're watching this from, right? So let's take before we get going, let's just take a really deep breath, put feet on the ground, and sort of be here now. Be right into your body because this is a really intense week, a very intense week. And the sun has been acting up again. It's roaring. The earth is trembling. Many of us are feeling it. We're exhausted. We're dizzy. We have buzzing in our ears. We have sleepless nights. We have, let's see, emotional swings. What else? Heart flutters. All sorts of things. So here's the truth: we're not breaking down. We're not falling apart. The world isn't crumbling around us. We are simply creating freedom. We're breaking free. So let's explore what these activations are showing us. And before we do that, I want to start with the solar flares. And so I'm keeping my phone open so I can show you what the activity looked like. So since Wednesday, if you look at this, this is this is Monday all the way through Saturday because they haven't measured Sunday yet. But it's an M2, M3, M4, M1, N1, and M1. Well, when you track this through Pam Younghans, then what I counted from her and what I was counting on the space weather chart is that we had 18 plus M class solar flares. So these are those really serious tower moments, right? These are the time when that tower energy is saying to us, like, we're going to shake loose what no longer belongs, whether you want it to or not. It's not a conscious decision for many of us. We're being shook, right? And with this shaking, there's, what I can say is that we're surprised at what's falling away, and we are not surprised at all. And we're relieved on some level. It's a very interesting emotion to be in, right? So there's a huge coronal hole on the sun that's facing Earth and has been, let's say, Wednesday to I don't know when it's going to go away. I didn't really look that up. So it's streaming plasma at us. So if you can think about it this way, this is the Thoth card. Look at the intensity of the sun, the eye of the sun. It's streaming plasma winds that are directly hitting our magnetic fields. And so even the Earth itself is mirroring this. So, was it uh, Kalani? Um, Kil I wish I could pronounce it. I had it until I started to talk today, right? Um, Kil what is it? Um, Kilauea, anyway, the big volcano that is on the Big Island in Hawaii has been erupting lava plumes up to 300 feet in the air. It's just like and there's been a continued little series of earthquakes going on all over our Earth. So she's releasing pressure, and we're releasing pressure. So as above, so below, as within, so without. So when when the sun roars, our cells respond. Our human body is the solar instrument. It's really interesting. It turns um, us into light beings when we are hit with these plasmas. So it's really fun to sort of look at it that way and go, well, it's a little intense when these guys start showing up and start rattling on us. Yet at the same time, they are putting sunlight, energy light into our bodies, right? So when this happens, and as this has been happening towards the middle to the end of October with a buildup in September, Zachary Fisher calls this the compression before the release. That's what it feels like, right? Pressure in the chest, fatigue, release, restless sleep, emotional swings. But it isn't chaos, it's coherence returning, right? Our nervous system is learning how to adjust to a new bandwidth. The timeline between the 18th and the 22nd is about compression. It's about, I'm trying to think of, I don't really have a card out. It's about that squeezing through and the pressure that's building up in that compression. And then when we go um, to the 23rd, that truth that's been pushing up to the surface has a release, and there's clarity, right? There's peace, there's creative flow. So when we get into that, so where we are right now is we have this incredible amount of pressure. And so this is the Hanged Man card. How do we just recognize that that pressure is something that like our mamas who birth babies, right? Those contractions. Thank goodness we have this vision of where we're going so that we know how to navigate through that compression. So the more that we breathe truth through our system, the smoother the release will be. That makes sense, right? The more we hold truth, the smoother our release will be. And some of these truths are coming in to us through our pineal gland, through our energy system, sort of informing us what there is. So what you might be feeling. So many of us are saying the same kind of thing. I've been checking out different resources all over YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, X, everywhere, right? And they're saying, I feel like I'm vibrating from the inside out. I'm exhausted. I can't stop thinking. My heart's buzzing. My pets are restless. What is happening? And so when we get to that point where it's like, please help, what is happening? You're not imagining it, not on any level, because these aren't symptoms of something that's wrong. They're signatures of sovereignty. So really hear that. They're signatures of sovereignty. They're the way that we hold ourselves in balance. We hold ourselves in our own field. Our body is adapting to higher frequencies of light. And so when we have ringing in the ears, right? It's new light codes integrating into our auditory field, into our field, changing us. When we have fatigue, it's our mitochondria recalibrating. When we have heart pressure, it's coherence expanding. When we have restlessness, it's energy moving faster than our mind can interpret. And our mind is going a little crazy right now. Makes sense. So, this is what it feels like when the grid updates and your soul is saying, God, we're getting back into alignment. We've been out of alignment for a really long time. So, all of the adjustments, all of the pieces that are falling away are our soul aligning with what we're here to do and letting all those unnecessary material external pieces fall away. So we have this Libra moon. So here's Libra, right? The scales. And we have this new moon on Tuesday. I think it's 6:25 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, right? And Libra is ruled by Venus. And according to Fida Fidel, she called it the beautiful one who breaks the spell. So as all this pressure is coming along, and we have this really powerful new moon, the beautiful one who breaks the spell is inviting us to a new question. What if harmony isn't the absence of conflict, but the presence of reality, authenticity, realness, right? What if what if love begins when we stop cushioning the truth? What happens when we stop hiding from the truth and we actually hold ourselves in balance with it? Every flare, every dream, every emotional wave this week is clearing the filters so that you can speak your native tongue and you can speak that frequency of truth. Makes sense, right? This is truth is and so we're feeling it in our throat, we're feeling it in our sinuses, we're feeling it in our chest, in our breathing, in our solar plexus. It's like I have truths that need to come up and out, and I've never felt comfortable saying them before. What do we do with that? So we reframe all of these things that are going wrong and say that what we are doing is we are letting this compulsive mediator, going back to Fida Fidel, the one who makes peace all the time, people pleasing, her performance, right? To avoid collapsing the symmetry, because the symmetry has been artificial. We've been balancing in muck that's moving all the time. And now what we want to do is we want to find our truth within all of that and find our own symmetry. We want to find our own sovereignty, right? So when we take the word symptoms, it's like, oh, this is happening to me from the outside in. I feel sick because, and we have this cause and effect with the outer. So how about if we change it out of symptoms into freedom markers? That when I'm feeling ringing in my ears, I'm actually hearing, I'm becoming coherent to a different level of frequency, right? That's pretty cool. Our sovereignty signatures are now in our field and our body is reacting. It is adjusting to that. Your body's expressing the exit codes of the old system and the entry points of the new timelines. So we're adjusting and we're feeling it in spots where it's been deeply hidden and deeply stuck. So I'm not here to survive, is what we can tell ourselves. I'm here to evolve. And the only thing that needs managing now is how we meet this expansion, which was why I put her up here so beautifully. Because if we can just surrender into the expansion, if we can just sort of see who we are and relax into it, everything changes. So I have 6 tips for you before I have 6 tips for you. And before I go into those, I want to just mention that um, as you can tell, I get really excited about this Patreon group because there's 6 of us now in this discussion, and we're mapping out what we're picking up with our claircodent skills, what we're noticing as signatures and patterns. So we're going beyond the symptoms, beyond the daily stories, and we're looking at what are we noticing when there's a shift or a breeze or a change in the energy. And we're like, whoa, this is what I'm noticing. So we're charting those out and then we're building our own constructs for the week about what that is. So if you want to join that discussion group, it's $11 a month for membership. If not, you can join for free and just keep track of all of the articles that we post that about this kind of stuff so that we can share it and talk with it with each other through the chat. So come join us. The link is down below and I would love to see you there. So 6 tips. These are really important grounding tips. So the first one is to name the light. We know that. Name the light. When the sensations arise, whisper to yourself, oh, this is light integrating. This is how my body feels when I'm integrating light. And it calms us down. It takes our cortisol levels and it brings it down. What we want to do is start relieving all of the fear dumping that's been going on. So name the light. This is what light feels like when it's integrated. Number 2, hydrate like a mystic. Like, don't just think I got to drink water because it's good for my body. Water carries plasma codes. It's like the more you can keep the right kind of balance of salt and minerals and water in your body, the plasma codes can interact with your cells on a much more powerful level. So then you become the mystic, you become the magician, you become the one who blends. So when you have water, you bless it. You structure it, you sip it slowly, and you move it through you like liquid sunlight, and you allow it to feed and nourish your body. Number 3, simplify your sensory world. Turn off the screen, step outside, let your aura breathe, let your field breathe. So, I've noticed that sometimes when I get really tense, I just start scrolling just for something to make me laugh, something that's interesting and informative. So I'm jumping around all over on my phone, and that isn't always working for me. So what I've noticed is that it's much easier. I felt much better when I could turn the screens off and go sit outside. Took a blanket, sort of got a comfy chair and sat outside and just took some really deep breaths and everything changes. So simplify your sensory world. Stop overloading it. Number 4, breathe through the compression, right? Each deep exhale, let your nervous system know I can trust to release. And these things can fall off of me easier when I trust and release. So you breathe in and then you breathe out and you let it just go, right? Number 5, create gentle order. And order is really important because Libra invites harmony and, whether it's clearing a drawer or straightening out your altar or bringing beauty back into form, whatever it is that you know how to do, what we want to do is we want to take that frenzy, that chaos that Lee Harris talks about, and we want to bring it into a form that we can hold on to, where we can place our presence and place our consciousness. So by creating gentle order, it says, when I do this, life feels much better. So Friday night, I poured myself a cup of tea, moved into this office, which was absolute chaos because I've been sorting and cleaning out storage units and doing things and getting everything, all the clutter out. And I just had piles of paper and I just brought order to it. And so when I walk through this side of the house, there isn't that grip. There isn't that, oh, I have to go do that. There's this simplicity and this breathing that happens. It's just beautiful. Okay. Number 6. Lead with compassion. I always close with this one because compassion is what stabilizes the collective field. When we have compassion for ourselves, when we have compassion for others, we see them less as good or bad, right or wrong. We see them as fields that need to be stabilized, and we can stabilize them when we show compassion. So everybody you meet is integrating light in their own way. Some are slow, some are resistant, some are over exuberant. All of that is what matters. So just have compassion for it. So remember that the frequency of freedom isn't always going to feel comfortable. It feels real. So when I was looking at the freedom, I was thinking of this guy, right? This is the emperor, and he's got that light in his hand, and he's got all of the Aries power that we got from the full moon, and he's charging forward through those chains and breaking all the old systems, all the things that constrict us and restrict us. This is what reality, this is what authenticity looks like to me. Someone who just goes right after it. And I love this card within the Osho Zen for that reason. So you're learning what it means to live in light, not just seek it. So we're embodying light now. We're not hoping that it'll come to us. We're not hoping that we're spiritual. We're saying, I am a being who can hold light in my cells. So you place your hand on your heart and you breathe. You are the bridge between solar fire and sacred earth. It's a magical time to be here. And I'm so glad I get to calm things down and come to you with different kind of messages than I have been over the years and sort of watch my own winding path unfold as to where I go and what we talk about. So before I leave, I have one journal prompt for you. How can I reframe what feels intense into a sign of my becoming? How can I reframe what feels intense into a sign of my becoming? And I'll print that into the, or I'll type that into the comment line and pin it up at the top, right? So let the solar storms become your teachers. Let your freedom song soar, right? Let's just sing it, hum it, trust it, embody it. And I will see you next Sunday if I don't see you on Tuesday. You take care. Bye-bye.